Hi, friends. I'm here at the Jefferson Baptist Impact Prayer Seminar. I'm in my 6th year of coming, and different people have said, well, why do you come every year? And there are several reasons for that. Number one, this church agrees to pray for me and all of the requests I write down 24/7 for 6 months. I don't know of any other church that's doing that right now, and people fly all over the world in for this conference. And if you can, it's always in January about the Martin Luther King weekend, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I highly encourage you to come to this. But I was just thinking about the last 6 years since I've been here, and even more than a prayer seminar, it's a kind of a goal writing seminar and figuring out how to make manageable goals. So I was just sitting down and I was writing all the goals that I've accomplished this last 6 years because I wrote them down, I made them manageable, and then every year I'd add another goal or two. So my very first year I just started out with 3 goals. 3 is plenty to accomplish for your first year of goal setting and goal making, but you've got to make them small and manageable. But let me tell you what I've accomplished in the last 6 years because I started small. Okay, because you got to start somewhere. But this is what I've done. I've prayed every day for an hour a day. I prayed for every person in my church every week. I've read through the Bible 6 times. That's once a year. Learned Greek and Hebrew. I learned the ancient Hebrew word pictures that I'll be sharing in the Bible portion of this website. I've been the prayer coordinator for 90 churches. That's a 365-day prayer ministry. I'm now teaching as a facilitator at my alma mater at Northwest Nazarene University. We've added on to our church, and we raised $50,000 to be able to do that back when we had just a handful of people. We started a new preschool where currently I'm serving as the principal. I serve on 3 leadership boards for our district. I've gone to Israel, Africa, Hawaii, Indianapolis, the San Juan Islands, on and on. Learned to play the piano and led worship for 5 years. Now I'm mentoring pastors, which is why you're seeing these videos. My church has doubled, and then it doubled again, and then it doubled again. So this has all been I've only been the pastor there for 7 years, so that's pretty exciting. I've been the Ministerial Association president for 2 years, which most of the pastors were, their denominational theology does not agree with women in ministry, but they said we can't deny God's work in your life. So I would probably still be the president, but God had other things for me to do. I got all the churches in my city praying together for 50 days for 3 different years, and then we would each take turns and pray in each other's churches during that time. It was fabulous. Read over 100 books, spoke at 7 prayer conferences, doing the ministry of Jesus. I've seen 3 people raised from the dead, at least a dozen healed. Cancer, one little girl had a hole in her heart and God healed that hole within 24 hours of them opening her up and saying, "Where's the hole? It's gone." Pretty cool. I've invited 12 people to come. Well, invited hundreds of people to come to this prayer conference, but only 12 of my friends have taken me up on it. And now their lives are moving forward and they're growing. I guess all the friends who didn't come, I don't know. Are they growing? I don't know. You tell me. Started 3 new groups in our church, reaching new people and growing disciples. Very important. Prayed for the human trafficking training for the police officers, for our schools, and for the pastors in our area, and that happened in a couple of really cool ways. Led over 100 people to Jesus. It's awesome. Wrote 20 articles for the newspaper and leadership blogs, different things like that. made a goal with our church board. They wanted to read through the whole Bible together as a church, and then I preached through the Bible as we were going through that. And I had people in my church in their 70s and 80s who've grown up in the church who said this was their very first time in their whole life to read through the Bible. They had never read the whole Bible before, and it made a huge impact on their lives. Written over 600 cards, and we made 55 quilts that we took the orphans in Africa. So none of that really would have happened if I hadn't made a goal, written it down, made it a manageable goal, and then I think like 2 years in, I realized, we all have 24 hours a day. But I realized I needed to subtract things in my life that weren't working for me. Like cable just wasn't working for me. It's like, why am I wasting even an hour a day on something that really doesn't add fruit to the kingdom? So I got rid of cable 4 years ago, haven't missed it. There's other things that God just continues to hone my skills in time management and making every minute count for the kingdom. So I want to encourage you right now to just stop and think of one goal. Maybe it's to pray for every person in your church every week. And I'll show you that notebook later on another video of how I do that. But anyway, make one goal, make it manageable, and go for it. Start today. God bless you.